the class, it's very deep and very wide. So we're going to take it one step after the other. We're going to be introducing ourselves to what it is. What is self-discovery itself, or what does it mean to discover yourself? Now, I really want to hope that we are all together. And I'm going to start this class by introducing myself. I'm Femi Adejiro. I live in Grand Prairie, Texas. And I don't know, but I don't want to go over my my profile again. But maybe after now, it will still be posted on the student portal. Everybody can see it, but I don't want that to take our time. So I'll just go straight to what we want to discuss in the class. And then to start with, I'm going to start by asking us a few questions, which I want us all to say something about and then answer in our own words. And my first question will be this: that if you know that one day for sure, without any doubt, that you are very sure that one day you will become the president of United States of America, how would you live your life right now? If you are just sure, somebody just tell you that, somebody just walk up to you and say, look, Femi, look, by the year 2030, you will become the president of United States of America. And that is confirmed, that is for sure. We have all evidences, we have all facts, all figures, everything shows that you will be the president of United States of America. What or how would you live your life, or what would you have done differently apart from what you are doing right now, if you know that one day you will become the president of United States of America? Can we make a comment on that? Elizabeth, Mr. Jibola.
Yes, people are coming online. If to answer that question, if I'm to follow what the knowledge I have right now, I would have said I would probably be investing all of my knowledge and skills in administration line, because it will take a great man that has a very sensitive administrative skills to be able to direct such a country like that. But if I want to judge it by the normal human and Nigerian nature, I will live lavishiously and forget about tomorrow.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Is that okay? That's a contribution. Okay. We await others' contribution, but there's something you said that I want to quickly take note of. In the line of our self-discovery, he says something. He said, if you know and you are sure that that is what you are going to become, he said you will do one thing. You will direct all your energy. You will direct everything that you ever have. Somebody trying to come on board.
Hello. Okay.
Can you mute your speaker? Can you mute your speaker? All right. Can you hear me? All right. Okay. Now, Mr. Somebody said something. He said he would direct his energy at improving on his administrative skill, knowing fully well that it's not easy to direct a company like that, which invariably implies that, look, if a man knows where he is going, he would properly align his energy in that direction. You will focus your attention on your journey, and then there will be little wastage of time, energy, and then you'll be properly fortified, prepared for what you are going, because you know where you are going, because you are sure of where you are going, because everything tells you without doubt that this is what I'm going to become. I am born to become the president of the United States of America, and so therefore I am going to prepare myself for it. Now, can we have other comment on that? If you know you are going to become the president of the United States of America one day, What would they have done differently at this point in time? I want us to look from that. Let's not look at it like, oh, like the Nigeria thing. If I know that my father is the president and I know one day I'll become the president, so I start driving the latest car, driving the latest jeep and all of that, doing all kinds. But I want us to look at it objectively in the global point of, in the global perspective. Just saying that, look, one day this man your name has been written down, and everybody knows that one day you become the president of the United States. What would you have done differently at this point in time in your life? Can we have further comment? I have Benson, Aruna, Elizabeth Ajumobi, Bola Ilesomi, Dr. Jide Deola Kende. Can we all comment on this, please? Today we are just doing introduction to self-discovery, and we are trying to look at what we would have done differently with our life if we know where we are actually going. And I cite an example of the United States of America president. If you know one day, that's about the number one job in the whole world. That's about the number one citizen of the world. And somebody tells that one day you become the number one citizen, the number one head, the very arrowhead all over the world. Everything revolves around your decision and around your moves and your no moves. Everything revolves around it. What would you have done differently at this point in time? I want further comment. Can you tell us your name and tell us and say something about this? Hello.
I
We lost Dr. Jide Okede. Dr. Jide.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. I know to become a president of the United States of America, we need it needs a lot of wisdom, God's wisdom to do so. And one also needs to have the knowledge about the leadership skills. So I will begin to prepare myself by reading some books on leadership and development to know the qualities of a leader. What and what can they do? And how can they administer, and how can they manage large people? When you are a leader, what can you do to be able to manage them that will make you an effective leader? So I will search through all the books, everything that can help me to be able to do so, because I won't rely on just my knowledge, and I know I will begin to prepare things that will help me to fit in such an environment. It's not just to say I'm a leader, then I begin to be, be working in the midst of people like arrogantly, as if I'm on top of everyone. I know I need to be able to manage them effectively. And so those are the things I'll begin to do from now on. So by the time I get to that stage, or by the time they take me to that level, it will be as if someone has already given me the training. So some of the seminars, conferences, everything that I know, definitely I have to know about it. So that's what I feel I need to do. Someone that is aiming to get to the top, we need knowledge. And so that's what I will be seeking for. Not just to sit down and be waiting for it to come to me one day. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Elizabeth Ajumobi.
Jumobi. Yes, sir.
Ajumobi.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, do we have any other comment? I want one more comment. I want to welcome one more comment on that. What would you have done differently if you know that is what you will be doing in about 10 years' time? Or what position, or the position you will be occupying in 10 years' time? What would you have done differently? at this point in time. Yes, can we have further comment? One more comment, Mr. Benson Aruna.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, can hear you now.
Naruno.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you. If I know in the next 10 years I become president, what I would do is to sit down and draw self-development program. And this will entail one, I will go into the history of America as a nation. Then, part of the study will comprise knowing the past president of the past president of America, each and every one of them, their strengths and their weaknesses, and their developmental contribution to the nation. See part of my study. One of the quality of every American president is being eloquent. I will get I will get a speech therapist who will work more on me to make me to be more eloquent in my presentations. Then I will put in place a strategic leadership team and try to draw members from all American allies. That will give me insight to the relationship between the allies and America. I will know this. Then I will now do a thorough study of American nation itself. Being America is more or less it's a continent. Let's forget about calling it a nation, which means they have different climate, they have different time and everything, different economy. I will now go into every sector of the nation, of America as a nation, and get myself acquainted. Meanwhile, I will get myself already, I will get myself into the political structure because there will always be a platform. I must have made up my mind which of the party I'm joining, whether it's the Republican or the Democrat. So that will help me. I will get myself into the political structure of America and start evolving. Apart from Trump, I don't think there is any American president who has not been at one time in the political structure, either as a rep, a senator, or governor. That I will get myself into the American political structure. And with that one, I then try to expand my relationship across the allied nations. That I will do. And then in preparation to, I will keep studying like the last speaker said, I'll build capacity.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Benson Aruna. Yeah, Mr. Benson Aruna, thank you very much for that contribution. Now, there's something I want us to take away from all our contributions and all our comments so far. We have said very, very, very interesting. We have made very interesting comments on what we would have done to know what we would eventually become. And I took note of some of those things we have said, and they actually point to one thing, that if all of us know what we are to do with our life, we will make better use of our time. Please take note of that. If you know what your life is meant to describe, you will do better managing your time. Now, the first comment I had, I think from Miss Elizabeth. Now, she said one thing, that she's going to direct her energy. Now, there's going to be a change of focus. I'm going to focus on where I am going. I get what I'm saying now. Now, before I go on, let me say this to us so I don't forget that in the light of this self-discovery class, I want everybody to please go get a book. I don't know how soon you will get it, but try get it. I'm going to ask us along the line whether you have gotten it or not. And the book is titled Why You Act the Way You Do. Why You Act the Way You Do by Tim LaHaye. Please write it down. If you have not read it, go and read that book and digest it. So you understand why you smile the way you are smiling, why you react the way you are reacting, and why you just walk the way you walk. See, the title is just about why you do what you do. And I'm going to say this that virtually, if for as many of us who are parents in this meeting, I'm also going to encourage us to please take our time to take note because beyond the fact that this course is for you, is also for you to begin to make some certain exploration, to begin to do some certain things about your children so that what you are saying can actually come to pass, so that energy will be properly directed. Now, I have told us one thing I said before, and I said, look, if you know where you are going, you will know how to make better use of your time. That's one. Number two, every one of us, each one and every one of us there have been cut out for one thing in life. There's something, there's an assignment for your life. There's an end point for you. There's something that God actually created you to do, and you cannot do it. You cannot fulfill purpose. You cannot explore that thing that God had called you to do except you discover who you are. Now, the course on self-discovery is about establishing a relationship with yourself. Establishing a relationship with yourself. See, knowing yourself, understanding your person. This morning I was thinking about that, and then I read somewhere where they say that look, discovering yourself is acquiring insight into your ability, into your own character, and into your own feelings. Having insight, knowing what your character is about, knowing that look, this is what I am capable of doing. See, having an understanding of your capability, having an understanding of your, of what you can do, of your potential. Who am I? If I ask that question today, I ask somebody, if you ask me, who are you? People just say, I am a teacher. Now, you are probably working as a teacher now. You may not have your life, you may not have been called to be a teacher as it were. See, some of the great men that we have met, or that some of us talk about today, they probably have a job. It may not really be their life work, because there's a difference between having a job and having a work now. Now, they could have a job to just keep body and soul together now. But your life work is discovering what you are born to do, knowing what you are born to do, knowing what you are cut out to do. Some of you are out there that you have been cut out, you are born to be a political juggernaut, to be somebody who is going to make things happen in the political world. By the time you discover yourself, by the time you observe yourself and you look at your interests, your passion, but many of us, we are too quick, or we are too much in a haste now to conclude that our job is our work. See, your discovery about yourself, about who you are, will make you realize or discover your life work. See, you could go to school. Anybody can. That's why you will discover that it is not school that makes a person. You understand what I'm saying now? It is who you have discovered yourself to be that will eventually make you. Take for instance, someone like many of us will talk about him. That's Bill Gates. Oh, we said Bill Gates today. He's a dropout. He dropped out of school. He went to this guy and he dropped. Fine. Now he dropped out of school, but he never dropped out of life curriculum. People will keep on dropping out of school. People will even go to school. People will have all kinds of degrees and all of that now. But beyond degree, there's a life degree to be attained to, and that is in self-discovery. Now, this morning or this night, I actually put it this way, that self-discovery, like I said before, is your ability, the power of acquiring insight into your own ability, into your own character, and into your own feeling. Self-discovery is a primary thing. Every other thing is secondary. See, until you discover who you are, what you are called out to do, you would direct your energy into a wrong course. Like that, my brother was talking at that time. Say, oh, you would have gone, you will mix with the, with the politicians, you will find out what they're doing. Now, if you know that you are meant to be a president of a country, you will not be working, or you will not be going to do to work as a mechanic somewhere, or as an engineer somewhere, because you would want to go in the direction of what will prepare you for where you are going. And that is the problem we are having in the world today. That is general because we have a round peg in a square hole. People who are called out to be this is actually doing that. And because we have not taken our time to study and discover ourselves, we are not able, to maximize our person, to maximize, who we are as it is. Now, why do we need to discover ourselves? Why do you need to discover who you are? Why do you need to make self-discovery, a major a major cause in your personal life? Why do you need to sit down and decide what exactly am I called out to do? Number one, when you take your time to discover who you are able to identify your abilities. What can I do? Every man should sit and know what exactly can I do? What are my abilities? So that you can actually operate in your own way, in your own circle. Because if you don't know your abilities, you'll be doing the wrong thing. Some people hear that what they would have made, or what would have made them become fulfilled in life is to be in the talking business. And I know somebody today who, when he talks for 1 hour, they pay him up to 5 million naira. 5 million naira Nigerian money. He will just speak for 1 hour, and he's not doing comedy. He's not doing comedy. He's not doing a AY show. No, he goes to talk about, he goes to talk about orientation. He goes to talk about potentials, and then the least they pay him for speaking for 1 hour. And then when they told me this guy is paid what 5 million for 1 hour, what exactly? And what exactly is he talking about, daddy? And then one day I was at this meeting, and he spoke for 1 hour. Honestly, if I have 10 million, I will give to him. If I have 10 million naira personally, I would have given him, because this man is actually operating in his office, in his ability, to the best of his abilities. And then one day I had a chat with him, and then we were talking, and I knew that all of his life, because he had discovered that what he was meant to do is to talk. He came to United States to prepare himself. He went to school, and all he was doing was in preparation for his public speaking. And by the time he started speaking, people could not but pay him premium for his performance. That is self-discovery. He discovered what he was called out to do, and he started developing himself in that direction. He was able to make an input, into his own life, because he discovered his abilities on time. And that was how I said every parent should take their time to sit down with their children and know what they are called to do. If your child is meant to sing, is called out to sing, I tell you one thing, develop his or her ability in that direction, so that he will not go to the bank and he will waste 20 years of his life doing banking and finance. And then he will come and say, I don't feel fulfilled at all. And then he will now start trying, practice what start practicing singing. And he will now start practicing what it takes to begin to, what he would have started doing preparation for, since she was, since he or she, since in his 60s as a teenager, and he would have become the best. One of the world best artists I've ever known when I was a young person was one lady. I can't remember her name right now. She won the Grammy Award at 16. Grammy Award at 16, because she knew what she was called out to do. At a young age, she had known that she was meant to sing. And then I listened to the song. Oh wow, this is very deep. And they told me that this song was composed and was sung and was, done by a 16-year-old girl. A 16-year-old girl was making a difference all over the world. She got the Grammy Award at 16. Then some of us are going to, no, I have to go to, banking and finance. Is it for me? No, it's not. No, I have to do sciences and all of that now. But you know what? When you discover who you are, and you know what your ability, what your abilities are, I tell you one thing: money, that thing will run after you, because naturally your ability will attract your life resources. It will just come. That's why you need to know, you need to discover who you are. That's number one. Now, when you discover number two, why you must discover who you are, self-discovery. Now, self-discovery will help you to leverage and develop yourself, and develop to leverage on your relationships and develop yourself. It will help you to leverage your relationship and develop yourself. Like somebody was saying that he would read books and all of that now. Because you know what or who you are called to do now. You will not be reading books on thermodynamics when you're supposed to be reading books on leadership. It will help you develop yourself and leverage on your relationship. Now, self-discovery as well also will help you choose your career well. It will help you to choose the right career. You know that, look, because I am supposed to do, this is what I am supposed to do. So that every experience, everything you are doing can count for you. Are we still together in the house? Are we together?
Yes.
If you're here, can you just say
Hello.
something? I want to be sure that, yeah, because I'll be running up in about 5 minutes.
Hello.
Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, yeah, we
Are
are
you hearing
together.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm just going to
You're
treat
still
with us
together.
today why you need to discover yourself, and then I'm going to stop at that, and then we can ask questions and have discussions. My next class will be on a different thing on how you can do that and all that. But today we're looking at why you should discover who you are. Number 4, when you discover who you are, you will live a happier life. You will do what? You will live a happier life. You will live more happily. Because you know one thing is this. You know that it's just a matter of time. Your ability, your potential will speak for you. People who have discovered themselves they can sleep. They know that because they know that it's just a matter of time. Something will happen. Because naturally they will operate in their zone and profit will come to them. And that is why you should sit down. See, once you know what you are cut out to do, you begin to explore that area. If you know that you have been cut out, or you know that you have discovered that you are a writer, you begin to polish that ability in you. You begin to explore that ability. You will take crash courses, you will take regular courses, you will go to classes, and you will begin to polish that ability. One single book you will write will give you millions of dollars. I have seen people make millions of dollars from writings because they have discovered who they are or what they are cut out to do, and they have developed their skill in that line. So when a man discovers who he is or what he's cut out to do, he'll be able to live a happier life. And I said something to people. Look, money might not buy everything, but I tell you one thing: when a man has money, he's happy. When a man has, there might be other life challenges. But I tell you one thing, to a greater extent, a man who is able to solve his money problem is happy to an extent. And I tell you one thing: money will come after value. Money, are you just not saying that? When you produce value, when people can see value, when people can tap value from you, naturally people will give to you. Money will come to you. Money will come to you. You will be a money magnet. And then how do you begin to give value? By operating in your abilities. When you can, people know that when this person writes, oh, it's actually going to change my life. They know that when you talk, things happen. They know that when you speak, see, because you have discovered your ability, values, people are getting values from you. And I tell you, it's just a matter of time. Money will come to you. That's number 4. Number 5, when you discover who you are, your life will have meaning. Your life will make sense to you. Some of us are here that, but you also wonder, you can say, your life does not make sense to you. See, your life will make sense to you when you know what you are born to be, what you are born. Like I made an example of United States of America president. If you know that by 2030, you know what I'm saying now, that you become the president of the United States, see, everything you are doing will make sense to you. Because you know that, hey, forget about it. One day I'm going to enter, I'm going to be very soon. See, life will make sense to you when you discover who you are. And that is why you cannot. That's why I say every other thing is secondary. Until you discover who you are, I am telling you, every other thing, nothing else matters. What matters most is that I have discovered who I am. It might take a while, it might take some time, but I know one thing, one day, it's going to speak for me, it's going to show because I have discovered who I am. See, because a man who have not discovered who he is will continually live in confusion. As he's now, he's going to try his hand on mechanic. He's going to try to let me try and be an engineer. See, one day I met a man here. I met a man in the United States, and then he said, he started out as a medical doctor, and then one day he just felt like he doesn't like medical doctor. He wants to be an engineer, and today he's an engineer in the United States. Anyway, I don't know whatever it is, but He seems confused to me. And he's saying that he's even getting bored. He's even getting bored being an engineer. He's thinking of becoming, you mentioned something else that he's planning to become. Anyway, self-discovery will save you from life confusion. You need to find out who you are and what you are born to be. Now, when you discover who you are, that's the next thing I want. Number 6 point is this. When you know who you are, you will not feel inferior to anybody. You know what? You will not feel inferior. Many of us, and in fact, virtually everybody around, will live under the weight of inferiority complex. You feel like you are inadequate. You feel like you are not complete. You feel like you don't have enough money. See, when a man discovers who he is, he will begin to have what I call superiority complex. Because you know that, look, I may not have so much money today. I may be on a job where I am treated like a commoner. But you know one thing, I know that I am not common. Because everybody, there's none of us here is common. Nobody is common. Because like Yoruba will say, they said the lines on our palm is not the same. You know what I'm saying now? See, we are all born uncommon. You just have to discover that uncommon thing about yourself, because there are no two individuals as you all over the world. And that is why you must discover yourself, because there's always a place for you. There's always a place for you. And then until you discover who you are, your place will remain unoccupied. Please write that thing down. That until I discover who I am, my place will remain unoccupied. So you must understand that, and you must have to put that in your mind. So if you are still feeling inferior to somebody, whether on whatever job you are doing, whether you are working as a cleaner or as a roadside mechanic, see, it doesn't really matter. The point or the truth is that you have discovered who you are, and then you are working towards it. Sometimes you could, like I said, you may have to work on a job so that one day you can land on your work. By the time you start doing your life work, I am telling you, you will not even have time to sleep, because you have so much to do, because you have discovered what you are called out to do. And then finally, on why you should discover who you are. When you discover who you are, you'll be able to create your own reality. You know what I'm saying now? Can you just put that down? When you discover who you are, you will be able to create your own reality. You'll be able to live in your own world. You'll be able to live in the kind of house you want to live in. You'll be able to, you'll be able to live the kind of life you want to live, because you have discovered who you are. Until you discover who you are, you will not be able to create your reality. You will not be able to live your dream. Everybody should take a course in self-discovery, so that we can create our reality, so that our place will not be empty in the world. I want to I want to I want to end the lecture at this point, and then call for questions and contributions, so that because I want us to take it one step at a time, and then we're going to build on it with time. So at this point, if you have questions, if you have contributions, you can please go ahead and do that. We have just 10 minutes more for the class. Yes, you can go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I want to appreciate you for the topic, which is basically more for what I will call the next generation, the current generation, and the next one. The truth of the matter is that on the issue of self-discovery, a lot of things are involved. You have emphasized one important thing, very, very important, is that those who have children that are growing up should fit into them when they are born. I have a junior brother in the UK. He relocated to Nigeria. They were believing God for a baby. The wife took him, had twins, went back to UK. They came back and were still in Nigeria. When the children were growing up, they discovered that they have different instincts. He now told me that the Nigerian educational system is not developed to be able to help them develop along their different lines, that they have to relocate back to the UK so that the children can grow properly and be able to fulfill purpose. Can you imagine that kind of a system? So the number one challenge we have at a place is system in Nigeria today, because you are talking from US, and I I I I'm always worried about our system in Nigeria today. In school, one school, we teach Nigerian curriculum, British curriculum, American curriculum, French, French curriculum. The question is this: how will that child function properly? Recently, some school introduced the Chinese curriculum. So we have a problem of uh, system development. We have that challenge.
All right.
And it's beyond. So I just hope those of us who are involved in formulation, program formulation for
All right. Looks like your network is fluctuating. All right. Thank you, sir, for that contribution. I'm going to have to say this about that. Look, having been able to identify that there's a system problem in Nigeria, but beyond Nigeria, I want to, like I said, I want to encourage all parents to take their time to find a way to know what is the potential of their children, and they start, pushing those children in that direction. If your children, or if you have a child who probably is good at public speaking and you've seen that right straight from home, start helping that child to develop his capability or capability in that direction. That's what I'm saying now. So I appreciate what you have said. Beyond the system, I'm just going to say that the parents, the family still have a lot to do, father and mother. Let's take our time, to do that. And then it's never too late to discover who you are as a father or as a mother. Like I said, the only way to create your reality is to discover who you are. Who am I? And then you begin to build your life in that direction. And then it becomes a reality for you. So there are people in government who today, if they know who they are, they will just resign. They go and do. They are supposed to be. See, there are people in government who are supposed to be roadside mechanic. That's the truth. There are people in government who are supposed to be roadside mechanic. They would do well as a roadside mechanic, far better, and they would have been They would have made more money being a mechanic than being a politician. It's just about discovering who you are. Yeah. Do we have another comment or question? Comment or questions? Comments, questions? Yeah.
Mine is that I just want to ask if we make available the handouts for us, because
Yeah,
like
definitely.
now we need it, because I didn't know there would be a lecture today. So even as I'm talking now, I'm driving.
Yeah.
So I just took my time to at least listen to everything.
All right.
And I will appreciate
Definitely,
it.
we'll make the course outline available as soon as possible. Like I said, this is just it's a long. Some of the things I've said, we're still going to explore them and discuss them. It's a long way from here. So we are still going to make the course outline available to everybody. And then because
thank you very much.
The essence of this class is to see change everywhere. So you want to go back to your house and begin to make that thing happen in your family, at your place of work. When people discover themselves, or we know even organizations, should begin to take time to send survey questionnaires to their staff to find out on what area do they think they can actually function better, and then begin to do some certain thing in that direction so that people can be properly placed. There are some people that they are working in admin that they don't have any business in admin because they don't have any administrative skill or even good knowledge about administration. So these are things that has not made things move forward in our environment, in our society, more particularly in Africa. Now, places like the Western world, they are not particular about certificate, but they are particular about your performance. What can you do, or what are you cut out to do? There are people today in the administration in the United States who don't even have papers for it, but they have the skill for it. They do very well. They perform very well. Doing being in that direction. I met somebody recently, in my office. Somebody came to my office recently, and then she told me she's taking a course. I said, "What was the course about?" She said she likes to treat, and she said she's always feeling bad when she sees athletics get injured. I said, "What about that?" She said she's taking a course in the university where they are training her on how to take care of a wounded sportsman. That's what she's doing in the school in the last 4 years. And then we wonder, and when we see some of these people doing so well, we'll be like, how come this person is able to take care of these people very well? Now, she had gone to school for 4 years to study how to take care of wounded sportsmen. And even though I was like, I'm not sure this person is not mad, but she said that's her passion, that she's always feel bad when she see sportsmen who are playing football, who are running, they fell down and they injure their legs and they injure their arms. And what she has gone to school to study is how to take care of these men. You can imagine. She knows what she wants to do with her life. She has discovered her passion and she's doing that. Anyway, that's the Western word for you. So we're going to pursue this further and see how we can begin to make a change and begin to explore our passion, our possibilities, and our abilities to the point of profitability. See, every ability is with an attached profitability. Write it down. Every ability that God had given us, that ability that God gave you, is with a profit. Now, for those of us who are Christians, if you have read the story of of the talent, the one that the master gave 1 talent, 3 talents, and 5 talents. Now, there's a profiting out, no matter how small you think your talent is. I say my own. She says it's my own, not just writing. Can people make money from writing? Hey, I have seen people make. Last year alone, I read about somebody who made over $700 million from his writings. He lives in the UK. He just wrote a book and he made over $700 million. That's about $1 billion from writing a book. Now, some of us, it is not a cause. If you are born 3 times, if they born you live 70 years. They born you again, you live another 70 years. They born you again, you live another 70 years. And you are working. You can never make $700 million. That is the truth. It's not a cause. But with ability, with grace, with potential, that man wrote just 1 book. And in just 1 year, he made $700 million. That is over 700. That is a confirmation. I'm going to find out and I'll let you know. That's to confirm to you that, look, your ability carry its own profitability. And that is why you cannot compromise discovering what your ability is, knowing what your ability is. Because I tell you, the profitability with your ability will liberate your generation, will liberate your family, will liberate everything around you. Because you have been able to explore your ability. Your ability carry its own profitability. And that is why you cannot compromise discovering who you are. Because one single thing you will do with your ability will change your story forever. I'm going to call it a day here. I don't know when the next class will be. I'm going to be liaised with the management, and then we're going to establish our regular self-discovery class, and then we'll take it from there. So thank you for being in this class this night. I will make the course material available as soon as possible. There's something I want you to know about this class. We will keep the time. We are 1 minute behind schedule. I'm going to round off now. It's going to be 1 hour, strictly 1 hour, and then we'll be gone. So you can always plan your 1 hour to be in class, and then we are done. So thank you for being around today. Take your time to go over what we have discussed, and I'll see you at the next class. Invite other people too. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night. Deola is trying to raise his hand. You want to say something? Deola, go ahead. All the classes we are done 1 minute ago, but let's hear from you.
Yeah, so I actually started. I sent a question. You didn't see it. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my question, I kept
Your question. Yeah, go ahead with your question, Ms. Adiola. Mrs. Kinde, you can go ahead with your question. Hello. I'll mute your speaker and go ahead with your question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, sir. My question is, are there factors that can, like, inhibit or delay you from discovering yourself? Like, for example, maybe the locality or the environment you find yourself, can they really, like, maybe prevent you from unlocking your full potential or exploring or, like, demonstrating yourself in, you know, in the market? Are there factors that you think that can, like, prevent one
All
from?
right, let me. All right, the network at your hand is a bit not so good, but if I hear you very well, okay, before I go ahead with that, you can also type your question and put it on the platform. I can
Yes, I did.
answer that later. You can put it on the general student platform. I will answer that on the general student platform. One, two. I'm going to answer your question. If I get your question very well, you are asking if there are factors that can prevent uh, uh, somebody from discovering who he is. Who he is. I will answer this way by saying that there are factors and there are no factors. Factors that prevent you are the factors that you allow or that you permit to prevent you. There might be no light, there might be situations, there might be things might be rough around you, but because you know that your life liberation is in discovering who you are, you will remain undaunted by the challenges around you. You have a mission, you have a goal, and the goal is to discover who you are. I'm going to tell us in subsequent class on how we can discover ourselves, how we can discover who we are. You understand what I'm saying now? There are things that you have to do personally. And because you are determined to liberate yourself from being a commoner, you will do everything possible to find out who you are. Take, for instance, if you have discovered your passion in writing, you want to continue to explore that writing ability. And then regardless of whatever the challenge might be around you, you want to find a way to improve on your skill. You probably want to go to a writing school. Probably want to, be part of a writing club. Probably want to be doing some, freelance writing until you can break through and break free from being a commoner. Like I said, our time is fast spent. I'm going to request that you put your question on the general uh, student platform, and then I'm going to answer. I'll give you a more comprehensive answer as to that. Thank you very much, Mrs. Kende. Do we have the other hand that I see up is that of Mr. Ajibola Ilisomi? Can we quickly hear from you, sir, before we round up the class? Mr. Ilisomi Ajibola.
Yeah, thank you very much for the class. It's really enlightening. I was in the course of the class, I was opportunity to go through those that participated in the class, and I realized we have only a few of us, about 6, 7 of us all together. I was wondering, is this class restricted to only some set of persons? And then you also spoke about the students forum. I don't know if that is already existing or you are just creating. So if it's existing, how can some person like me join, and how can we invite others as well on such platforms?
All right. I will not want to take too much of our time because, like I said, I always want to keep to time. I will appreciate if you can please put that question on the General Student Portals Forum. Then I'm going to answer everybody as soon as possible. Please put that question on the on the Student Portals Forum. Then I'm going to answer everybody. Please. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hello.